Now for Aries ascendant native, we can see that the complementary energies or the opposite house or the 7th house energies are that of Libra, and the 4th house is ruled by Cancer, whereas the 5th house is ruled by Leo energies. So during our romantic phase, or how do we date and how do we involve ourselves in romance, will be more related to the Leo energies, which means that we will try and shine in front of our would-be's, which would mean that we will try and leave a good impression on them. We'll try and showcase a character of high respect, and also trying to leave a mark in front of or to our partner or to a probable partner, and try and use the brightness that we have, or the status that we have, or the pride that we have, or sheer magnificence that we have of how we look or how we do. And so we will try and leave a mark to influence them. So the influencing energies is that of brightness, of shining, and we'll try to shine in front of our probable spouses, and through that influence them, and through them attract them in our lives. However, once we get into a committed relationship, the challenge for us is how do we balance that energy vis-a-vis what sign rules the 7th house. Here for an Aries ascendant native, the 7th house is ruled by Libra. So the dynamic and the challenge for an Aries ascendant native is to, one, try and create a balance between what is the need for you and what is the need for the partner, for the spouse. Then what is the need in terms of the relationship being stable. So looking at what are the, not only just the physical needs, but also the emotional needs of the person are very, very important. And trying and keeping a balance between how much of a contribution you do in the house and how much of a contribution the partner does is important. For an Aries ascendant native, because the main mannerism is the high energy and even maybe temper and anger, so it's also important that you balance what kind of a temperament you demonstrate in the household, especially in a relationship. If you allow your energies to overpower the energies of the spouse, or try and exert your influence over the spouse and not involve or allow the spouse or the partner to have his or her say, then obviously this is going to have a challenge. There's going to be a problem. So the main challenge for an Aries ascendant native and to have a more stable and a loving marriage is to have a balance in terms of your needs and that of the spouse. However, what is the situation of the 4th house, which is the house for domestic happiness and mental peace? Here you have the Cancer energies, which means the more you nourish, the more you support the domestic environment, the more you support and care for, and to an extent even pamper the relationship, pamper the partner, take care of his or her needs, and show that you are there, you are supportive, and you nourish the relationship through being mushy, through being more sensitive, through being more caring, to show that you are available and you're there. And try and create a household which is more cozy, which is more comfortable. Through that you will be able to attract more domestic happiness in the household. And this is not just for the spouse alone, for the other members of the family which compose your relationship, either children, or if you have your mother or your elders also staying with you, then the way you nurture the domestic life will be through showing that you care and being more emotionally balanced, and not only allow your emotions to come forth or allow your emotions to be exhibited or demonstrated, but also allow other people to be emotional, other people also to be emotional, and also allow the room to be able to take the emotional challenges or the emotional issues that come forth by somebody being emotional in the relationship. So the main challenge for Aries ascendant native is during the dating period not to overexert and to show too much pride and to show that you are superior in the relationship and that the other person is lucky to have you in your life. Then obviously the dating will go wrong. Even before the relationship starts, the relationship may break. So not to have too much pride, not to try to outshine the partner is important. In your married life, to have a balance between your needs, other person's needs, allow them equal say in what happens or not happens in the house, what to do, what not to do, where to take a vacation, not to take a vacation. So the more balanced it is a more stable environment. And in the domestic peace or in the domestic happiness, be emotional, be supportive, be nourishing, and through that have an overall happy married life, a stable married life, and a prosperous married life is the challenge and the dynamic and the opportunity for a Aries ascendant native.